Yes, man. We live. Education is elevation. You know the motto. You know the vibes. Research over me search. You feel me? That's the motto. A lot of people like to get in their feelings and ignore the facts. I think that feelings matter, you know, but facts are facts. Um, my goal in this conversation is not to change my opponent mind at all, but to make some great arguments that can be copied and pasted by other people that are interested in making like arguments. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna repeat that. My reason or point in this debate is not to change the person's mind that I'm debating. I'm merely just educating those that want to hear the information that is in my arguments. Feel me? I, as a debate coach, I know that argumentation is a great way to educate. You see what I'm saying? And most of what I know, I learned through the activity of debating. So I see value in debating. You know what I mean? Um, Rio Irvin, I don't think is that Black Shin. It's what we waiting on. We waiting on Black Shin. Education is elevation. I am 31 years old. Shout out to all my fellow Sagittarius out there. Um, yeah, the point of this debate though is to try to raise the literacy on sexuality and gender. You feel me? There's a lot of people that are illiterate when it comes to gender and sexuality. My goal, you feel me, is to increase the understanding or the literacy or our ability to engage in these conversations about gender and sexuality and recognize that I'm saying that these two things are not the same. So someone don't like wear lotion, you should look moisturized. I mean, I try to make sure my scalp ain't dry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, is Rio Irvin. I'm about to put you on here. I don't even know where Black Shin. You feel me? I'm looking for him. Go to click on here. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Make a phone call real fast. Come to the live stream, bro. He sent me his number. Like, I don't really want to talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that in these type of engagements, there are a lot of people that are trying to foster a fake civility. And I think that, civility is important, especially when we're trying to learn. But I'm not really interested in just, what I'm saying, doing shit for the sake of doing it, especially if I already know there's some, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. And two, what I recognize as well is that this is about to be a debate. It's not about to be a. I don't want to have a conversation. We already know for a conversation to be had, we have to have a common stasis point and a common understanding. You know what I'm saying? I already know me and this bro don't have it. So we're going to set some decorum and having set speech times. You feel me? When my speech is going on, I ask that my opponent does not speak at all. When his speech is going on, I would not speak at all. When the timer goes off, I'm either gonna be able to ask questions or it's my turn to get to it. And that's how you feel me? Like that's how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a structured debate. You feel me? I'm not gonna be muting his mic. I'm not gonna be muting mine. It's gonna be literally like I don't have to play those games. You know what I'm saying? How he was trying to do me on his Twitter space. I don't have to play those games at all. And it's for the backstory for the people that know. Shout out to Bibbity, man. Bibbity at Bibbity17. You feel me? This is brought by him. You feel me? Like Bibbity hit me up and was like, hey, bro, we really need your perspective on this particular situation. And I tapped in and I just heard a whole bunch of just nonsense that was being spewed. And just kind of, let that passion up under me, man, be like, I don't think we like that. You know what I'm saying? So I requested for dude to be able to put me on, and then when he put me on, it made it where it was just like, okay, I can tell how you are trying to dictate real authoritative like in this conversation. So let's just have a structured debate. See your face, you can see the smile, you can see yours, and we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, waiting on Black Shin to pull up. You know what I'm saying? I sent them live. Uh, yeah, waiting on him to pull up. Do I need to call him? The gay agenda. Oh, can I elaborate? So in this or whatever, he's having a live stream on Twitter Spaces about the gay agenda, and he's saying that we have to unite against the gay agenda. You feel me? He can feel free. I hope he come in while I'm saying this. That way he can clear up anything that, you know what I'm saying, I missaid. He said that the gay agenda was taking black fathers and black mothers out of the home. And then he started spewing some craziness about, you know what I mean, specific laws in California about pedophilia, and trying to say that the LGBT community is responsible for pedophilia because the pedophiles are trying to link on. Nah. And I'm just thinking like, hey, fam, that's so cap, because a lot of people that like to try to weaponize pedophilia as an identity against the LGBT community, they never keep that same energy when it comes to really dealing with real pedophiles. You feel me? It's always like victim blaming. R. Kelly, when that thing happened, it showed a lot of people in my community. A lot of people would love to be like, no, I don't like that rainbow stuff because it just X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. And then you was faced with a real life pedophile, a real life, you know what I'm saying, abuser, and you didn't keep that same energy when it comes to talking about pedophilia. So I'm going to make the argument in that situation right there that a lot of y'all fake outrage is usually capped, and you only do it to weaponize it against the LGBT community. Because when your cousin or your uncle is really touching on little kids at the table, you figuring out all the ways to wish and say they wouldn't do that, and they wouldn't do that, and they wouldn't do that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm coming with the energy I'm coming with, specifically when it comes to this idea of a gay agenda. I don't think nobody's trying to emasculate me, especially not from the gay agenda. You want to talk about how white supremacy wants to demonize or criminalize black men? We can talk about that. But I think that there's two separate conversations that's going on. You see what I'm saying? We can talk about how within America, within pale supremacy, there's always been something in opposition to black masculinity. I don't think that we have to make up the boogeyman against black masculinity because one already exists. What that means is that as a black man that's comfortable in who I am and what I am, I don't need to feel emasculated or feel like my masculinity is being caned for because somebody wants to, because a dude want to wear a dress, or because somebody that I feel like should be identifying as cisgender, choosing to identify as trans. I'm not gonna get mad at that. You feel me? It's just like I don't see the point. You know what I mean? And really, like a lot of like argument I really come down to is like really a lot of people, not all people, but a lot of people, way more than I would like, in the conscious community or in the pro-black community, have white supremacist understandings of gender and sexuality. And you've been indoctrinated to be illiterate about gender and sexuality. So a lot of times when we think about white supremacy or we think about colonialism, we only think about it in terms of race. My goal today, whether dudes show up or not, is to educate about how intersectionality, also in terms of white supremacy, means that, hey, Massa, the colonizer, brought a particular standard, not only in terms of race, but also in terms of gender and also in terms of sexuality. You feel me? I'm also going to be making an argument about how gender is a social construct, which means that based off of the society, the construct of gender is going to be structured in a particular way. I'm acknowledging the history of Kemet, Akibalan, Egypt, West Africa, whatever you want to call the region or whatever you want to call the continent, that before Europeans knew that the world, you feel me, was round, we already had particular gender constructs there. And it wasn't the idea of binary shit. You feel me? So I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me, you know what I mean? But it's more than two genders. Gender is a spectrum. Those people is mad. Right now, only right now, though. I'm only going to be live for a little bit, and then I'm going to take a meeting over there. I was wrong, baby.
I need to start that order when you get a chance. Can you pick it up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pick it up. Confused kids. Jessica, what's the agenda, though? I don't think there is a gay agenda, to be clear. I don't think there is a gay agenda. I can recognize that the same gender loving is more present in 2020 than it was in 1995 or 1996. But just because something is more present, that it doesn't mean it's being pushed. When I hear gay agenda, I usually think about people saying that somebody's being emasculated, they're trying to be turned out, or they trying to turn everybody gay or something like that. When I hear the gay agenda, that's when I think it's being happening. I understand that capitalism is so insidious. Even when you're trying to be resistant to capitalism will find out a way to monetize that. I'm gonna say that again. Even when you're being resistant to capitalism or resistant to white supremacy and capitalism will figure out a way to monetize your struggle and your resistance. Follow me, right? we talk a lot about performative activism. We know that in terms of activism, that shit exists in many different realms, right? When it comes to LGBTQ things, we know that activism is, you feel me, it's a part of that realm. Of course, it makes sense that capitalism or white supremacy, or both of them, you feel me, are able to monetize the trendy nature of LGBTQ things. Just like we recognize, just because Apple can, you feel me, sell you a RBG flag for Black History Month, it don't mean that Apple was pushing Black people. It means that Apple was monetizing the struggle and suffering of Black people. Maybe do to show up. Maybe he'll show up. Maybe he won't. But education is elevation regardless. And it's important that we have conversations with people that disagree, as you know what I'm saying, and try to make it where, you know, it don't devolve in, you know what I'm saying, different what you call them. You are confusing sex and gender. Plants do not have a gender. Who you talking to? I must be talking about something in the comment section. So I'm looking like, I ain't confused, nothing, you feel me? But I'm finna drop the link. I'm finna drop the link to y'all in the comment section, and feel free to tap on the link and come in and let me know what you see. Whether you agree or disagree, feel free to come in. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm controlling the space. Hope that you come in with some respect. You feel me? But I'm definitely gonna respond to you how you come. You feel me? I'm gonna match the energy, damn it. So come like you got something right. You know what I mean? You come smiling. You come nearly there. Not nearly as heterosexuality. Gender does not equal sex. Reproduction does not equal gender. Yeah, let's get into this. Let's actually get into this. Let's get into this. Get into this because I know that a lot of misinformation surrounds gender and sexuality, and a lot of people conflate the two. You know what I'm saying? Sex and sexuality are not the same thing. Sex deals with chromosomes. Most of us are told that it's only two combinations of chromosomes, XX and XY. XX being female, XY being male, right? If we look at and define, I'm finna put it on the screen. I'm finna put it on the screen, that way y'all know I ain't just going, you know what I'm saying, with my words. Y'all remember when we was growing up, you feel me, for the people that grew up in the 90s. Y'all remember we used to talk about Sierra, the my goodies. People used to call her the slur. You know what I'm saying? Call her the H word. You feel me? We know that the appropriate term to use is intersex. Put it up though. Can y'all see the screen? Yeah, y'all can see my screen. You know what I'm saying? Can you see it? I'm make it bigger. Make it bigger, man. Make it bigger. Can y'all see this? Say, intersex is a general term used for a variety of situations in which a person is born with reproductive or sexual autonomy that doesn't fit in the boxes of female or male. Sometimes doctors do surgery on intersex babies and children to make their bodies fit the binary ideas of male or female. A lot of people love to think about us being progressive in 2022 as like some new age shit that's just never been in here and we just invented it right now. A lot of people don't recognize that intersex people have always existed since the beginning of time. When we think about gender being rigid, we literally create not only rhetorical violence, but we create literal violence because we force people to fit into these rigid boxes of male and female, and it doesn't, you feel me, always fit that way. When I'm talking about the actual idea, like shit about being cisgender, it's acknowledging that intersex people exist. And it's acknowledging that literally when you are assigned a gender at birth, there are many different instances people are misassigned their gender at birth. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, the health is monitored as estrogen, weakens muscles, I was given corrective surgery, but tucked instead of snipped. Shout out, hey, Tay, you trying to get on, Tay? Tay? Okay. Trying to, hey, Conscious, I know you're on something else right now, but we eventually talk about how the LGBTQ plus is inherently all sexual. People going and let kids be kids. Definitely. We understand that. As a matter of fact, hey, Jessica, this is your comment is appropriate right now. As a matter of fact, I think that It's appropriate right now to get into it right now. Hey, Conscious, I know you're on to something else right now, but could we eventually talk about how LGBT plus identity isn't inherently all sexual? People going let kids be kids because they think the LGBT plus is about sex. It's absolutely not, and I think that maybe some wires are getting crossed there. Definitely. What we know is that when it comes to this Texas bill about parents acknowledging their kids' trans identity being child abuse, there's a lot of pathology and mystification going in this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Kids is not getting, you feel me, sex confirmation surgeries at all. You feel me? When we talk about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, that was them affirming a gender identity, not giving nothing else. A lot of people like to mystify and try to literally move the goal line and try to make it like it's something about nothing. Remember, I said this: sex is not sexuality. And the two different things. Sexuality, you feel me, is not always tied to the chromosomes. You feel me? That's tied to desire and sexual desire. You know what I'm saying? Desires, you know what I mean? And it's like understand the difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? There's also a difference between intersex and trans. You feel me? And recognizing that trans people have always been here since the beginning of time as well. You feel me? But hey, plus I don't have a mic either. I can put my mic away, so you know what I'm saying. I can put the mic away. I really hope Buddy was gonna debate me. You feel me? But I don't think Buddy gonna show up. Like I sent him the link. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't nowhere to be found. Like I'm a busy person too, but I got things to do. You feel me? I was coming for the quick scrape to let you know, let them know, hey, the things you're saying that you really know, I don't think you really know them. Like I like, you feel me? You know what I mean? Man, you ain't like that. You know what you're talking about. And then what the information that you spreading is dangerous. Y'all talking about confusing kids. Y'all really be having people, y'all be passing out gender illiterate understandings to kids. We don't need that. We don't need that at all. So I'm gonna give them a few more minutes, man. Very good points. They make it about sex to fit their narrative. Queer children want to be safe. Exactly. That's what we know. A lot of times people will mystify it and be like, I don't care if it's LGBTQ or straight. I think we should just let kids be kids. We don't need to push sexuality on kids or sexual orientations onto kids. That's what they were, you know what I'm saying, be saying. I got a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. I watch a lot of Disney. I watch a lot of kids' movies. All these kids' movies literally be pushing a sexual orientation. Whether we watching Lion King and we talking about Nala and Simba, whether we're watching, you feel me, Frozen and we talking about Elsa and you feel me, whatever that dude names, it's like, I think that it'd be a lot of capping around when people talk about the idea of let the kids be kids. Hey, listen, when Jasmine sits in Aladdin's lap in that Disney, you know what I'm saying, film, you don't think that sends, you feel me, signals to kids about love and desire and romance? You don't think that every year for February, Valentine's Day, the queer kids think about how particular ideas about love and attraction are actualized and other ones, you feel me, are demonized? You don't think that kids start seeing that shit at a young age? My daughter told me, you feel me, it's about gender roles right here. My daughter told me that boys ain't supposed to say honey. Where'd she learn that from? Boys ain't supposed to say honey. It's like, these are gender roles she picked up though. These are things that she picked up in a way that says that gender is always already static, and it's particular things that only men should do, only boys should do, and it's particular things that only girls should do, women should do. Like, no. Say, do heterosexual mothers have a single mother agenda? I think that if we just go look at the mere definition of agenda, we can say that anything or anybody has an agenda. When you think about something being pushed, that's what I think about in terms of agenda. Something being pushed, and it's just like, yeah, single heterosexual mothers usually get demonized. That's the agenda, you feel me, with single mothers. When dude that would have showed up, if he showed up and would have said the argument he said on Twitter Space, I was prepared to school him on actual policy and how actually a white man named Moynihan, last name Moynihan, created a report that literally structure how Black women are still seen to this day in terms of policy. You feel me? During Lyndon B. Johnson's presidency, we know that Moynihan created the Moynihan Report. You can go look it up on Google right now. It's called the Moynihan Report. What Moynihan was trying to do was trying to figure out what is the issue with the Negro population. Why are they so why are they so set back? What Moynihan came to the conclusion of was that the black community is set back because they have too many women leading it and black men are not in the house. What Moynihan is not thinking about or not looking at is like, hey, first of all, you're demonizing black women leadership. Second of all, you're creating a pathology that says that black women being the head of something or being the leaders of something is always already something bad. That's what we start getting into. Boys really want to be the master, man. You want to be real? Boys want to be the master, man. So you think that there should be a quota when it comes to characters and their sexual gender identity to give the kids a fair chance to choose what they want? I think that, Caleb Tyson, that's a good question. I think that how sexuality and gender operates, it's not going to be dictated. To me, I don't think that your environment, I don't think that your environment dictates, you know what I'm saying, like your sexuality. You know what I mean? Like, I think that when I experienced, you feel me, being turned on, quote unquote, being aroused, I wasn't told, hey, when you see this body part or this body part, you should feel, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't told that. So I think that a lot of times it'd be a lot of cap in how people think about sexuality and gender or sexuality, period, because you think that you can be persuaded one way or the other. And I think that already, to me, shows that you have a, like you don't see the fluidity of sexuality and see how it's like, hey, your mama and daddy usually don't teach you how to be aroused. It usually happens naturally. You feel me? I think that when you think about it from that perspective, it can literally take out a lot of the propaganda when it comes to this narrative. You feel me? Think about it like this. Most same gender loving people are raised in straight heterosexual households, and all of them are raised in a heterosexual world. If you believe that if kids are raised by a whole bunch of quote unquote gay shit, it would then make them gay. If that was true, we would not have people that are not straight. We live in a heteronormative world. This means that our structures, our institutions, our policies, hell, even religions are structured to sustain straightness or heterosexuality or acknowledge heterosexual people. You feel me? Like, that's literally what that means. So when we acknowledge that, hey, being straight is part of the default, we start to get into, you know what I'm saying, how a lot of cap being, hey, no, nobody's pushing anything. And that's the reason I make the distinction between something being pushed and something being present. And the last thing I say, Monica, I see you. I'm finna bring you on. Hey, in Bibbidi too. I see Monica. Monica, I see you got your mic on, so I know you about to be ready to come on and say this, and I'm bringing you on. Hey, in Bibbidi, feel free too, man. I appreciate you for, you know what I'm saying, inviting me to the conversation. You cut the mic on. I know you want to come into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I'll say though is that I would argue that mentally speaking, there were a lot of white people in America arguing against Black people being more present in schools and pools and movie theaters, you feel me? And they use a lot of the same hubris that y'all use when you talk about the gay agenda. And two, I'm not saying these two things are the same. Shout out to all the gay Black people. I recognize that, you know what I'm saying, the sectionality is a thing. But the hubris of thinking says that if my kid, like almost they'll say it, I ain't got no issue with the Negroes, but do we have to swim in swimming pools with them? I don't have no issue with the Black people, but do my kids have to go to school with them? A lot of y'all be saying, I ain't got no issue with gay people, but do we have to have them in cartoons? I don't got no issue with the LGBTQ, but do we have to see them on TV? It's like power always is trying to sustain itself. And anytime something even presently starts to try to, you feel me, show some resistance to what that power is, shit usually mess up. Monica, you own, shout out to you, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, boo, how you doing? Can you hear me well?
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, you debate. You know, I'm the Monica that was on your live a while back. I don't know if you remember me. Yeah, that's me. You know, I had to come on and say this about this gay agenda. I saw you was live and I saw the stream your link. And I think just let me come on and talk my shit. You don't mind if I cuss on here, do you?
Yeah, we cussing. We gonna.
Oh yeah, you don't mind if I come on here and talk my shit, man. You know, yeah, you don't mind. I say I need to come on here and talk my shit. I'm at work now. I'm on break, so I got time though. But yeah, as far as this gay agenda shit, I feel like because I have my issues with the Black community, and my issue with them is they focus on all the wrong shit. You know, you got these Pookie and Ray Ray ass niggas walking around here fucking up the community. You have them selling drugs to the community. You have them out here shooting and killing every damn body, shooting up a motherfucker's house, hitting every damn body but the intended target, and innocent kids are getting are dying in the hands of it. But y'all sitting here worried about some gay folks. You got these niggas with their pants hanging halfway off their ass because they really want somebody in their ass, but they claim they ain't gay. You got them motherfuckers walking around here.
The only thing that the only pushback I provide, right? You saying some real shit. This is what I say though. You feel me? As a straight black man, I know a lot of times we play with homophobic innuendos and we kind of presume. You feel me? Well, we kind of be like throw shade. You know what I'm saying? Like shit.
Yeah, but the motherfuckers who do that, they gay too. You got to realize the ones that act so hyper masculine, them the motherfucking niggas that be gay. See, I don't deal with niggas like that. You know, I'm not sexually attracted to them. I like mixed men and white men. You know, I like light skinned men. That's sexier than me. Yeah. You know, okay. And these niggas are colors. That's nothing.
So you don't like dark skin. You feel me, man? You don't like, you know what I'm saying?
I like mixed men. They just sexier than me. And a lot, not you. I know you good. I like you. I mean, you good. You Gucci. I ain't got no problem with you.
You might be missing out on another dark skinned black man. It might be.
No, they colors.
He might be darker than me. He might be trying to lay that thing down too for you. You ain't gonna let him.
You got to hear me out here. I got a whole lot of stuff to say. These niggas are colorist as a motherfucker. They treat dark-skinned women like shit. They treat light-skinned men like shit. And it pisses me the fuck off. This is the shit of the black community that pisses me off. And this is the shit they don't seem to want to focus on. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. Let me finish talking about this gay agenda shit. First of all, there is no gay agenda. Y'all kids can't go to school and shut the fuck up in class. Y'all kids going to school fucking with every damn body. They fucking with the gay boys. They fucking with the black girls, calling them nappy-headed hoes. They fucking with the light-skinned mixed men because you want to deem them as being weak. They in school picking on them. But you sitting here hollering about some fucking gay agenda. Teach your badass kids not to fucking walk around here bullying no damn body. Teach your kids to walk around here with their pants hanging up to their ass, on their ass. And teach your kids to go to school for its intended purpose, which is to get an education, not to go to school to be the damn class clown. These motherfucking, this thing about these black kids. These black kids go to school for a fucking show. To show off their damn cell phones and they fancy Air Jordans and they new damn weed. They don't go to school to do nothing else, most of these motherfucking kids. They go to school to act an ass. That's what most of these damn kids go to school. Now I separate the nigga kids from the black kids. I like decent black kids. I don't like nigga children. And I say this all the time. I separate the damn two. I don't like no nigga kids.
Good though, man. Niggas is
no, don't call me colorist. I ain't fuck colorist. This is the same shit they say about. Now I'm gonna be on the colorist issue in a minute. But this gay agenda shit, I really wish niggas would stop talking about it. It ain't gay kids, and it ain't gays and trans out here shooting up the community. Although I feel like we need to. All the motherfucking shit these niggas do to us. I preach all the time, and I'm on Conscious TV. I know you know who Conscious TV is. That's my boy. I be on his.
Shout out to Conscious TV.
Yeah, I be on his panel. He know me. I be on his panels all the time. I think black women and black trans women need to start, and black gays too, need to start carrying guns. We need to arm up and get guns. Carry it in your purse. How you doing? Just in case a nigga try you, you better pull that out and be ready to blow his damn head off. You be ready to clink, block down. That's what I tell you.
Listen, hold on, Michael. I'm gonna let. I see you going off. I'm going off. What is your final words you want to leave with the people?
Oh, you gonna let me go and done?
Yeah, I think I got somebody else coming in. Man, we supposed to be having the debate. You feel me? But I want to make sure, Monica, I gave you time to speak.
And I gotta go back to work anyway. But yeah, these niggas are colorist as fuck. I just want these niggas to stop being so damn colorist. Stop, because they don't want nobody talking shit about they black teeth showing, eye showing in the dark head ass. But they would stop talking about black women. Stop talking about light skinned men, because you don't want nobody talking about your tar baby head ass. So stop talking about black women. Stop talking about light.
What I would say, shout out to you, Monica. Monica said a whole bunch. You feel me? Don't agree with everything Monica said, but Monica had some points. You know what I'm saying? There's a little colorism up in there. You feel me? Nigga kids saying I got no issue with nigga kids. I identified as a nigga kid, and I turned out to be good. You know what I'm saying? I know that a lot of times when we start creating those distinctions between niggas and black folks and African Americans, it can devolve into like some criminal anti-black shit, because you recognize that when the people that really had the power to take your freedom or to take your life think that you are a black or a nigga or African American or whatever, you usually don't have the power to dictate that. You see what I'm saying? I have 3 degrees. I ain't got no felonies on my record. I live in Oklahoma. I go between Oklahoma and Texas. That shit not stamped onto my forehead, the master degrees. I'm 6'1", almost 6'2" with locks. When people see me, I know I'm not seen as how I identify myself. You got to have that double consciousness. So when we start to create these distinctions between niggas and black people and African Americans, recognize that in terms of double consciousness, a lot of times you don't get to dictate how you identify. You feel me? I'm going to always stay grounded and humble because I'm a 6'1" African American male that speak with ebonics and slang. And as a result, I'm always niggified. I don't get to tell the officer, hey, officer, I'm X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. The officer gets to choose whether or not he wants to whoop my ass or not. The officer gets to choose whether or not I'm a threat. You feel me? I know that. I know that I can read all the books I want. I know that I can run for office and win the office and still be played in ways because my status or, you feel me, what I read or my degrees, it never, ever negates my blackness. You see what I'm saying? Before Kanye went crazy, he even said, even if you a nigga in the Benz, you still a nigga in the coupe. So you recognize that a lot of times when we talk about intersectionality, regardless of your economic status or regardless of how prestigious you think you are, white supremacy will humble your ass and let you know you still a nigga to them. I live in Oklahoma. You feel me? I live in a predominantly white town around a lot of middle class, affluent black people. They don't know no proximity to the hood. They ain't never ate sleep for dinner in their fucking life. You feel me? But they are still niggified by white people in the white world because these people do not know the difference. I went to the University of Oklahoma. Both of my parents were incarcerated. Literally, my mama was in the penitentiary while I was in school. My daddy was in the penitentiary while I was in school. I was sending them, you feel me, letters and commissary. My black counterparts, they mamas and daddies was sending them money. Our white class members in many instances, they didn't care about that shit. You feel me? When we went to go party together, the dude with the badge didn't care if my daddy was a lawyer or your daddy was a drug dealer. You see what I'm saying? And it's important that we stay grounded in that shit. And that's the reason why I come the way I come when it comes to like LGBTQ issues. Right now, it's day one, you feel me, of Women's History Month. It's day one of Women's History Month. I recognize that it's been a whole bunch of black women that's been able to put blood, sweat, and tears towards the liberation and independence of black people. But based off of how the curriculum is, or we always already are valuing masculinity and manhood, most people only can name a whole bunch of black men throughout history. You can't name any black women. Or you can name a few black women, Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks. Might not know about Fannie Lou Hamer, Silas Shakur. Feel me? Bell Hooks, Audre Lorde. You know what I'm saying? Queen Azinga, some shit like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I recognize that when it comes to empowering, when it comes to literally how we learn shit, most of the time we get taught shit through a particular lens and we never question that lens. I'm just a nigga that's questioning that lens. Can y'all join me on this journey of questioning the lens? I'm sorry, Mama Lee. I'm sorry, I should have gave you a little heads up. I brought you on. Yeah, you want to say to the people?
Hi, this is actually my first time ever doing anything like this, so I'm kind of nervous, but I know I'm amongst family. Thank you for having me on. I just want to say this. This is my opinion on the whole Black, the gay agenda. I think that there is a segment in our community, the Black community, that is they're being rewarded to uphold white patriarchy, white European colonialism beliefs. I believe that even down to people that may not be that educated about it, I think a lot of Black men, and no disrespect to you because you're one of the few that I
Only
really
a hit
really
dog holler. Only a hit dog holler. And if the shoe don't apply, then let it fly.
I have a lot of respect for you, but I think a lot of Black men like to weaponize this whole quote unquote gay agenda to kind of distract us from what they're doing, the negativity that they're doing in our community. When you look at the common denominator of everything that's going on in our community that's wrong, it's not the gay people, it's not the trans people, it's a lot of, you know, our brothers that are exploiting this idea that the gays and the trans people are the ones that are ruining our community. No, we're not having sex with women and leaving them and leaving and abandoning their kids and creating these fatherless homes. There's a trend with a lot of black men, like the whole Nick Cannon thing, where, oh, I'm going to have sex and father all these children. You just created 7 or 8 different you just destroyed, I should say, 7 or 8 black families. You know, I feel like there's a lack of education. I feel like they're even down to the quote conscious community, when you have people like Umar Johnson, Young Pharaoh, they're being paid to, allegedly they're being paid to create this dissension between us. I'm convinced of it. I kind of checked one of them on it and they kind of blocked me from from their Instagram page, so I know something's there. But
Yeah.
I really feel as though, you know, we have to really, really kind of re-educate our people. We have to unite. We have to love and accept each other to be stronger. I find it really suspect that in the last 2 years, with all of the white supremacy, you know, and all of these white people that are rising up and wanting that smoke with black people. We've been talking about, oh, this race war is going to happen. And, you know, for years, the black conscious community, oh, the race war, the race war, the race war. Now these white people are standing up and raising up and want that smoke with us. And these black men are focused on the goddamn LGBT community that's doing
Man, I say
absolutely
even deeper than
nothing.
that. I say even deeper than that. Right now, the uniqueness of our climate is a time we really should be uniting, especially
Mm-hmm.
people that claim they want to build black communities and black homes. Instead, you got a whole group, what I call sucker solidarity. Suckers in
Mm-hmm.
solidarity, literally for dehumanizing and talking shit about women. The Manosphere type dudes, the Kevin
Yeah.
Samuels type dudes, the Fresh
Mm-hmm.
and Fit type dudes. Like, god damn. How in the hell is we acknowledging that our community is goddamn under fire and y'all trying to play these games where you want women to be your slave, but you trying to say you don't want to be a slave to them over there? It don't make any sense
Exactly.
to me.
Yeah. It's to me, it's just backwards. I feel like we're moving backwards. As a black trans woman in America, I see how dangerous, how my life, for one, it's like I get into a lot of debates with people. And on one hand, you know, I want to defend my black brothers and sisters. I stand in solidarity. And then I defend and stand with my trans sisters and my LGBT family. You know, and for me it's confusing, Conscious, because like what part of my identity am I supposed to defend first? You know,
I
you
think
know,
that that's a to me that's a that is a Eurocentric understanding of identity that
mhm,
says that I always have to separate the identity of my hand by the
yeah.
thumb, by the pinky, by the pointer, by the middle finger. And I think that we have to recognize that, like in my mind, like the intersectionality of my hand. I am
Mhm,
black, I am straight, I'm cis, I come from
mhm,
Bryan, Texas, I come from a lower socioeconomic background. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally all these tentacles make up who I am. There's
yeah.
never a point in time where I can say I am XYZ first, because I know, for instance, as a black man, my masculinity and my blackness is what causes me to be seen as a threat. Not
Yeah.
just because I am black, but also my maleness comes in where I'm hyper criminalized, where people think I'm a brute and I can't control my sexuality, where you assume I'm a thug, where you assume all those things are codified within both of these identities. My
Mhm,
blackness, my maleness, and my, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I
yeah.
think that people say, well, what are you first? Because literally, I was about to bust this dude's ass today on this argument, because here's what he was trying to say. But which one are you first? Which one are you first? It's like, hey, fam, I'm a debater. You're not going to get the
Yeah.
answer that you want from me. I'm giving
Mhm,
you the answer is my answer is intersectionality. When we talk about the idea that black trans women are murdered are exterminated at high levels down south, I would
mhm,
argue it's not just because trans, not just because black. Not just because woman, it's the combination of all three of those things that make it where people be like, you are disposable, you exposable. I don't give a fuck about it all. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Intersectionality. You feel me? Last example I give. I'm a country southerner. You feel me? That's black. Grew up poor, right? When I go to a convenience store and I'm followed around the store, am I followed around the store because I'm black or because I'm poor? I will argue that both of those things go together. Because I am black, they assume I am poor. I can literally go to the store right now. I can have a rack in my pocket. I still will be followed around the store because literally the intersectionality behind everything working. Even if you're in the Benz, you're still a nigga in the coupe. It doesn't mean your blackness comes first. It means that your blackness is going to control or influence how your possessions is seen.
Yeah. You know what? I want to ask you a question and I'm gonna get off, right?
Okay.
And this is something that I've been thinking about as I've, been studying this government and the history of like the FBI, a lot of the intelligence agencies, in the civil rights movement in the 60s, 50s, and 60s. All right. Do you think that the reason why a lot of these quote unquote conscious men in our community, like the Umar Johnsons, the young Pharaohs, et cetera, that are so anti-LGBT, do you think that they're afraid to unite us all? Because they know what's going to happen when the quote unquote Black Messiah rises up as with the FBI. They thought one of the reasons why they kind of infiltrated our organizations, our leaders, is because they were afraid that we were going to unify, not only as people, but also other nationalities. Like, I just feel like no one wants to be the Black leader to unify us, because they know what happens when we have someone that takes that position. They usually get assassinated, et cetera.
I think that a lot of ways in how a lot of people in our community can rationalize with being emasculated or rationalize with criminalizing LGBTQ issues is because we've been indoctrinated to believe there's always already an attack on the Black community, and we always already believe that there is something that doesn't want us to reproduce. So when you think about how pathologized the idea of the Willie Lynch letter is, it says that the way that homosexuality was introduced to the Black community was by buck breaking. And if we didn't see buck breaking, we wouldn't even have homosexuality. Or you have teachings like from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing that says that homosexuality is a white supremacist, invention. So you start to be able to see that, start to be able to feel like, okay, if I believe that there is an attack on my sexuality and for me to produce and create a family, it then becomes rational for me to link anything that can be linked into it. So if I believe that the white man, quote unquote, doesn't want me to reproduce or to build a family, and I view, LGBTQ as a reason for me not to be able to build or to have a family, that's how I see it. Like when I know how popular the film Hidden Colors was, and they started talking about butt breaking, it's literally a lot of people in the Black community. Matter of fact, it's somebody in the it's somebody right now in the comment section right now that is making the argument that homosexuality comes from sexual trauma.
No,
that idea comes from white supremacist ideologies, especially when it comes to the historical hoax of the Willie Lynch letter. A lot of people don't know this, but the quote unquote historian or academic that first quoted the Willie Lynch letter later came out and said about how he lied about how it never was a thing. Now let's provide some nuance. Can we acknowledge that the tactics and the practices that was described in the Willie Lynch letter, are true, actually happened? Yes. Can we acknowledge though that an individual that was actually named Willie Lynch at that time that created the letter did it? No, it didn't happen. See what I'm saying? It's like research will show there's a lot of pathological ways that we're able to make people in our community deviant. So if you're trying to build community and you believe that you can kick out a gay person or a trans person or a gender non-conforming person out your home, I don't know how much you are, you feel me? I don't know how much you're trying to build a community. I don't know how much community we're building, especially if you can acknowledge that majority of our community or a significant point of our community are Black women and LGBTQ. And what I recognize is that patriarchal beliefs always are violent to femininity and to things that deviate outside of being heterosexual.
Yeah. Well, that was something, that question was something that I always wanted to ask you. I've been following you for years. I
Yeah, hey,
respect you.
yeah, Brooke, the Williams letter is fake. That's why I just said basically. My bad. I didn't mean to cut
Yeah.
you out. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, I wanted to ask you that because I think we think alike. And I always love having these conversations with people that are well read and intelligent that can actually have the conversation. I'm gonna get off, but I appreciate you so much for what you're trying to do for our community, our people. I respect you, I adore you, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Hey, E. Johnson, cut the mic on. I don't know if you try. I know I seen you was there first. You feel me? So if you trying to hop on, I know I see you been here first. So if you trying to hop on, cut the mic on. If not, I'm gonna let Amaranth and Tay come on. Okay, Tay, Amaranth. Hey,
Yo,
I'm saying that right. Like, am I saying that right?
Oh,
Amaranth.
Amaranth. I'm a little. I apologize.
Oh, you're completely good. Yeah.
Yeah, and Tay. I'm saying that
What's
right,
up,
Tay.
bro?
Of course,
Can
I'm
you hear
saying
me
that right,
good?
Tay.
Yeah, it's Tay.
Yeah. The flow is y'all's. The flow is y'all's. Talk your shit.
You want to go
I
first?
think it's fucking crazy that people think we got an agenda. I'm just out here trying to live. Shit's terrifying. I used to have a plug I saw pretty much every other week. One time my partner accidentally let slip the word trans. This guy's got us locked in a room. I've already given him $100. He's got me fearing for my life. He won't put the bag together. It's just terrifying. He going off about how I'm trying to destroy the black community just by existing.
That shit crazy.
What? But let's be real. It's common. It's normal. It's normal. When you hear fathers talking about, you know what I'm saying, boxing the gay out their son, that's them saying your literal existence is the demise to me.
It's just absolutely crazy that they think we're doing stuff. Like we're trying to, like, we're not organized. We're just people.
It's on you, Tay. You got it.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna come here to talk about what Monica had said about something about raising your kids better and all that. And I was just gonna say, like, when children spend way more time around kids and teachers at school than they do with their own family. So you can't really put the raising on the parents when, other kids are raising them. I was raised by other kids. My mom she wasn't there. She got 6 kids. She can't be raising all her kids. So I got to get my information from the internet and just other kids. And that's how I get my information, And then, like, about this whole, kids cartoons and stuff. Why is it even romance in kids' cartoons? What kids out here even thinking about romance? It's rooted in pedophilia, in my opinion, because they just pushing that romance on kids and don't even be thinking about romance like that. That's just how I feel. I might be wrong though.
Yeah. Hey, that's how I think that a lot of times because heterosexuality is normalized, we don't identify it a lot because it's the default. So you don't think about watching cartoons or watching TV and it's like, man, that's straight shit. Man, they always putting heterosexual shit in TV. Nobody do that because it's normalized. You see what I'm saying? So how I see it is shit. When Spider-Man is kissing Mary Jane, that's seen as us teaching kids how to have healthy romantic relationships. Because we recognize, right? I know as a heterosexual person, I know for a fact that I'm taught as a kid to emulate other heterosexual relationships so they can teach me how to A, have a healthy relationship, B, how to love, C, how to be loved. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact that when we're watching TV, when we're taking in media, that's what's being taught. You feel me? What? Princess Fiona and Shrek? Come on now.
It's crazy. It really is.
But it's a part of how we see, like, for you to be human, Tay, I gotta teach you how to love. But we only gonna teach you how to love in terms of heterosexuality, heteronormativity. You think about sex education. Sex education. I'm from Texas. I mean, the first time I got taught sex education was, I think, in 8th grade. Yeah. Sex education at that time, we know that we can acknowledge that people are doing the deed outside of heterosexual sex. However, sex education, the curriculum is entirely structured around heteronormativity. What this means is that if you are a child that is queer, that is trans, that is You're not finna be educated on how to have safe sex. So you're not finna be, you see what I'm saying? And but I'm getting at the default.
Yeah, man. And it's my school, we didn't even have sexual education. That's another thing that we just have to learn on our own, you know, especially if you ain't got the parent to teach you that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all.
But that's why that's I say before you leave though, Tay, that's the reason why we gotta have these conversations. Because you recognizing shit, there's gonna be some kids out there, they understanding what we talking about through people having conversations like this on the internet.
Yeah. But I appreciate it, bro. I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute because I really learned a lot from you. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Thank you. Hey, and I see you, and too. I've been around a lot of campuses around this. I see you in a dorm. I know that from you in a dorm, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm in Lincoln University, first HBCU degree granting. Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out to everybody at LU, man. Shout out to everybody at LU. I know a dorm room when I see a dorm room. Goddamn, I know a dorm room when I see a dorm room. I've been teaching so long. I've taught at so many summer camps, and they forced me to stay in one of them dorms. It's like, man. But hey, shout out to you. You feel me? I appreciate you for coming and contributing to the conversation. And too, Monica just came back. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? You ain't said something about Monica. I'm sure when you brought Monica's name up, that's why Monica was like,
I don't want no smoke, Monica.
Say what? No, yeah, no smoke, Monica. She just, you know.
Okay.
What's up?
Oh, hey, I'm back. Hold on. Hey, how y'all doing? What's up? Hold on.
Doing good.
Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta step outside for a minute. Hold on. You in here? Let me step outside for a minute. Can y'all still hear me good?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
No, I didn't want no smoke either, baby.
Yeah,
and I like to. I'm real raw and blunt with what I say. You know, I'm real raw and blunt about it. You know, but all I'm saying is, you decided to have these kids. These kids are your responsibility. You know, you the one that decided to sit there or lay there and have somebody stick their dick in you, or you know, put your dick in somebody to have a kid. They are your responsibility. So you need to teach them right from wrong. And shouldn't nobody, the gay kids in school and the kids that are different, they should have to change who they are, because you can't teach your fucked up ass kids nothing. Teach your kids how to be more respectful and be more tolerant. That's what it's gonna have to take. They shouldn't have to. I mean, it pisses me the hell off, make me want to slap the hell out of somebody when they say that. Well, you need to just keep that kid.
I need you to be a reoccurring person. I need every time I go live, just tap in, goddamn it, come give me some of this energy. You feel me? Like, even when I disagree, I still like to, you know, say, come.
People piss me off when they say, "Well, that kid shouldn't be doing that." No way, because you know, kids in school are mean, and you don't want that kid. First of all, that kid should have to cover up who they are and cover up who they are, because you can't teach your ignorant ass kids nothing. They should have to cover up them being them true selves and not being able to be themselves, because you can't teach your ignorant ass kids nothing, because you probably ain't been whooping their ass good enough. You need to be whooping your kids' ass good enough to teach them some respect. That's all about it. It's about respect.
Hey, that's something too I got put on game though. I think her name is Dr. Joy. She got a book called Spare the Child and Spare the Rod. When I tell you feel me, it put me on game. Like, really, slavery fucked our people up so much. A lot of times when we think about discipline and we think about, you feel me, teaching kids right from wrong, slavery really instilled in us how we should teach kids right from wrong. And in this book, you feel me, Spare the Child, Spoil the Rod. I swear everything. It was, as a parent, you feel me, it make me like, it really blow my mind. You feel me? Like, it blow my mind, you know what I'm saying? But you got to teach your kid. Yeah, you got to teach them some respect. You know, people want to say I'm so damn militant. People want to think I'm so militant. First of all, when you're a black trans woman, you got to be a little militant. You got to whoop some ass sometime. I encourage a black trans woman. When I see these crazy black trans women out here whooping everybody, I like trans women like that, because you don't know what they've been through. Somebody made them like that. When they want to walk around here, and even when a black woman want to walk around here and pull her earrings off and be ready to whoop somebody's ass, or go in her purse and be ready to shoot and shank somebody, I get where she's coming from. You got to get the trauma. I get it too.
You know, they got every right to be mad. When you even black gay men who walk around here doing this, ready to swing on everybody, they got every right to be mad. You got to get where they trauma coming from. See, they quick to call us ignorant. No, it ain't ignorant. It's called hurt. We're hurt. You have to understand our trauma. That's what you got to understand. You know, and people say I'm
I ain't
colorist.
saying
I don't give a fuck.
everybody is traumatized or everybody, but I think a lot of times when we talk about, especially in the black community, let's be real, it's a lot of people that don't like quote unquote flamboyance, or they believe that you've turned something into your identity or you've turned it into your personality. A lot of people are able to literally ignore how trauma, pain, suffering, being abandoned cause a lot of people to just be like, I don't give a fuck.
And see, even your people in your comments talking about, I need to shut up. See, that's what they want us to do. They want me to shut up. They don't want a black trans woman that like me that's gonna run my damn mouth. I'm gonna run my mouth and talk my shit. You ain't finna shut me up. I don't know who the hell y'all think y'all talking to.
Yeah.
I am Monica.
As long as I have a space,
M-O-N-I-C-A.
Monica. As long as I have a space, Monica, you got a space.
Mo to the damn N-I-C-A. Remember that. I ain't gonna never shut my mouth. Mo to the damn N-I-C-A. And what I say, I'm going to say. I say what's on my mind. Who gonna do something about it? I got a pistol. Who gonna do something about it? Who gonna do something? I got a pistol. If anyone of y'all, I got a pistol on me. Y'all better leave me the hell alone. I'm crazy as hell. You better leave me the hell alone. I'm not playing with y'all.
Hey, and he asked the question, how about flamboyance of hypermasculinity? And it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Hey, Natalie Nurse, you want to be a moderator? I see you say I need moderators. You want to be a moderator? I'm gonna tell you something though. Monica is cooking.
That's all I know how to do. That's all I know how to do is cook. You know, you got to be tough. You got to, you know, stand up for yourself. I hate to see trans women out here always wanting to be weak, worrying about what other people think, talking about, you got to be nice. You don't have to talk to them like that. Nah, that's being weak. You got to talk rough to these niggas. You got to talk rough to these niggas. You got to cuss them out sometime. You got to slap the hell out of them sometime. You got to go off on them sometime. You know, you got to do that sometime. You know, you got to do that sometime. That's what it's gonna have to take. It's gonna have to take you whooping somebody's ass, whooping a nigga, whooping a bitch, whooping whatever. You gotta whoop somebody's ass sometime in order to get them to respect you. That's what a lot of people don't like about me. I be real. This bullshit about this peace and these LGBT people wanting to be so peaceful, that peaceful shit really ain't got nobody nowhere. All they got is more bodies. Whether it's bodies by
violence
suicide.
is the answer?
No, not necessarily.
In some cases, I think it is the answer.
In some cases, I think it is the answer.
In what cases is violence the answer?
When somebody fucking with you and bullying, you get these homophobic ass niggas walking around here trying to jump you like Malaysia Booker. Malaysia Booker should have had a gun and she should have blasted each and every one of them niggas that was jumping her away. Ayana Dior, the trans girl that got jumped at the restaurant, she should have had a damn pistol and she should have blew all them niggas the fuck out. That's what she should have did. That's what I mean right there. That's what I mean right there.
I'll say that.
Sometimes violence is the damn answer. I get tired of these LGBT folks, black or white, saying that violence ain't the answer. That violence ain't the answer. Shit, it's what got us more body counts. Whether it's by suicide, or whether it's by murder, it ain't got us but nothing but more body counts.
I think defense is always something important.
That's what I got to say.
Getting into is that I think that a lot of people that are supposed to be seen as being susceptible to violence, you always supposed to be seen as being passive. So if
that's what that passive shit. You ain't.
A lot of people be like, "Hey, consciously, you shouldn't. If a white person want to hit you, you shouldn't want to hit them back."
That's some bullshit. You hit me, I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass.
I'm gonna fight back.
Exactly. People killing me. People be killing me with that. You don't need to hit them back. Yes, you put your hands on me. I'm gonna hit your ass back. I don't know what the hell you think I am.
Yeah.
If you put your hands on me, I'm going to hit you back. You gonna get hit back if you put your hands on me.
Oh yeah,
point blank. Period.
Yeah. I'm finna get ready to take y'all off and say my last few words. I got a meeting at 2:00 in 10 minutes.
All right, I gotta go anyway.
Yeah,
all right, see you.
I'm gonna let you. Shout out to you, Monica. Come back too, Monica. Come back. Yeah, Tay. A lot of words were said. You got
say what?
So a lot of words were said. You have the flow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about what you were saying about trauma and whatnot, because I got a lot of folks in my family, mainly women. My aunties be saying the same thing. They think that the reason why I'm gay is because of I had to be raped or something like that, which ain't true, by the way. But they all just think that in order to be gay, you have to like fear men. Like you can't just, just be gay. You gotta have some type of reason to, I don't know. I just think that's weird, and I don't know where that come from. Like, what does that stem from? Who was the first person to say that? That's mad weird.
Find out, let me know. When you find out, let me know.
I got you.
I want to know. But I think I got a theory. I really got a theory. That's that buck breaking shit. The buck breaking Willie Lynch letter like has a lot of people in our community. And the DSM. The DSM, the Diagnostic Statistic Manual. When I was in grad school, I went through the DSM-5. And when they're able to talk about gender dysphoria or homosexuality as being a mental illness, that's where a lot of this idea comes from, me being real. I actually do know. I do know that a lot of this, the understanding says that in order for you to be gay, you had to be violated. That understanding comes from the DSM. The Diagnostic Statistic Manual that says that being homosexual is a manifestation of mental illness, and then they have to try to rationalize what that mental illness is through trauma. I think it's fucked up. I think it'd be fucked up, Tate, for me to tell you the reason why you are who you are is because of misery. The reason why you like what you like and the reason why you into what you into is because you were violated. You need to heal. If you heal, you wouldn't even be who you is. I think that's kind of fucked up to tell somebody.
It is. My auntie told me that plenty of times, bro. I ain't heard it before. But yeah, man. I gotta go. I do got
Hey, where you from? Where you live? Where you from?
I'm from Alabama.
Shout out to Alabama, man. Shout out to Alabama, man. I'm from Texas, but you feel me? So we got our little beats for us.
We all from down south.
But yeah, shout out to us Southerners, man. Shout out to you, Tay. Appreciate you. I know a lot of us Southerners begin played for being fools. A lot of us Southerners across the world, but definitely across America, whether you black or you white or you gay, we know that a lot of Southerners get seen as being dumb and stupid. You feel me? My cousin here, hold on. I'm gonna let my cousin say something before I, you know what I'm saying? When trained, hold on, sending the link. Let my folks say some shit before we hop on though, man. But listen, what I'm saying is, I travel a lot. I've been traveling a lot since I was in my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Actually, since I was 19. I'm 31 now. In my little 11 years of traveling, and you know what I'm saying, how I think very philosophical and always analyzing shit, I've come to the conclusion that from an intellectual perspective, a lot of us down south are always underestimated for how we can articulate ourselves or how we understand the world is going. Just as a Southerner, to people that's listening to this, that's not from down south, can you stop playing us? Whether we talk fast or slow, can you stop playing us? Whether you see our state has horrible public education or not, can you stop playing us? It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us people from Texas, from Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, the Carolinas, Virginia. We really smart people. It's just the way that America sometimes is trying to play us because of how we enunciate words or how our speech patterns is. We get underestimated. You feel me? Don't do that, man. Education is elevation. I appreciate y'all for putting it up. Maybe I'll do this again spontaneously, rambling, and maybe the person that posted the debate actually will show up. You feel me? And I'll show you how we cook. You know what I'm saying? Until the end, though, education is elevation. Research over me, search. You can go to GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com for booking or trying to know anything you want to know about me. You want some merch, or you can go to theconsciouslead.com if you want to know anything about me. You want to look into booking. You want to get me to your university to do a training or, you know what I'm saying, a facilitation or a workshop or, you know, a keynote speaking. You go to the website, GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com or The Conscious Lee. You know, in conclusion, if it's your first time, you know what I'm saying, getting to see me, getting to deal with me, it's important that I tell you this. I understand I'm an acquired taste. I understand I'm not for everybody. And I understand based off the way that I express myself, many people is not going to like me. You feel me? And if you find yourself not liking me or not liking what I said, that is fine. That is okay. You know? All that I ask is that whenever you come to that conclusion about what I said that you didn't like or about what I'm doing and you come into a thing of why you don't like me, all I say is you keep it 1,000 when you come to that conclusion. Don't make up nothing. You feel me? And then if you believe that what I'm saying or doing is causing, you feel me, your mental health to be triggered or to be at stake, I encourage you to block me. I encourage you to remove consciously content from you consuming it because I care about your mental health. You know? Hey, I actually gotta get ready for this thing. Hey, Ken Folk, hit me on the phone. I get ready for this meeting in like 4 minutes, so I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I'll holler at y'all till next time. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all something that's coming. I'm gonna end this by showing y'all what I got cooking up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's coming.
Yeah. Cool. COE. Cool. This for anyone who thought I'd ever fall off. 50 points with no assist, bitch, I'm a ball hog. I got millionaires all inside my call out. If you don't like me, bitch, delete me, nigga, lie.